I just Googled like cheap Forex course and I bought one for 10 bucks. I was still 17, so I ended up opening a live account in my brother's name, put the money in. I had 3K saved from video editing and I blew it all in one trade. I swear to God, my words were, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. I saw that concept of, yo, I was able to make $1,000, something that would take me like in weeks of editing, and I was able to do it in a couple hours. Yeah, I lost it, but like, let's say I was on the other side of that.
All right, you guys, so I'm just here with AliTrades from Miami. We're at the Dubai Forex Expo and just going to go through a bit of his trading journey stuff, ask a few questions about trading. So thanks for being here, man.
Of course, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, awesome. I think like the best way to kind of start these things is like a lot of newer traders kind of want to hear successful traders' journeys. Like, would you say before you found trading, were like an entrepreneurial kind of guy?
In some sense. So when I started, I was just very broke. And as ever, you know, I was 17. So at the time, you're 17, you're about to hit college. You realize, yo, the world costs money. Like, my dad isn't going to pay for me for the rest of my life. And so you try to find ways to make money. So I started by video editing. I was like a video editor back then. And that's just like how I was trying to make my money. It's just freelance work, get paid for it, and then find a way to take that money and, you know, use it to make more money.
Yep. Wait, so you were 17 at the time?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
22.
Yep, nice. Okay, wow, so you start making money doing that. How does trading come in?
So I used to have a friend, his name was Arvin, who started trading. And he was actually doing well. He was making around $4,000 a month. And this was when I was 16. So I had heard about trading. I had heard specifically about Forex trading at the time. And then fast forward a year later, I was at track practice. Like, I used to go to these private trainings. And one of the guys there comes in a brand new Mercedes. And I'm like, yo, how'd you get that? He goes, oh, I do Forex trading. So in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, damn. I've already heard of Forex trading, so obviously this has got to be something that works.
Yeah.
And then he's like, bro, I got a mentor. I'll get you signed up, blah, blah, blah. So he calls me later that night. And he's like, yeah, bro, we do live trading. We're going to teach you how to make money. Today I made $400 live with them. All it costs is $250 a month. And if you bring 2 people, now you don't pay. And if you bring more than that, now you get paid. And all I heard was $250 a month. And I was like, damn, I can't afford it. And then now everybody knows, like, one of the biggest Ponzi schemes.
Some IL, what is it?
Yeah,
IML kind of thing. Yeah, wow. But it exposed you to it at least.
Yeah, so from there, I just Googled like cheap Forex course.
Yeah.
And I bought one for 10 bucks.
What was that? Just like strategy kind of thing?
It was, bro, it turned out it was like this like total scam guru. Like, this guy has a course on everything. Apparently, like how to go viral on TikTok, how to trade Forex, how to trade stocks, options. Terrible guy. Terrible. Scum of the earth, honestly. I can't remember his name, but he used to flex. He drove like this little stupid Corvette, bro. I think his name was Matt.
Okay.
Anyways, I bought his Forex course and it said, oh, when you can flip 3K to 5K on a demo, you should go live. And so I did that like immediately off of his support and resistance module. And so then I was like, oh, I got to go live. I was still 17. So I ended up opening a live account in my brother's name, put the money in. I had 3K saved from video editing.
Yeah. And
I blew it all in one trade.
Damn. So at 17, 3K is like a 2 million, right?
Yeah.
Like the pain.
No, yeah, bro. Like, and the worst part is I had a credit card, right? And so that whole day I was up. I was floating on this trade. So I was up like about $1,100 at this point.
Yeah.
And I was at the mall with my friend. I started getting cocky. And I was like, oh, there was a brand new colorway for Balenciaga. It was these gray ones. I was like, I'm gonna buy it. $900 shoes, swipe the credit card, bro. That's the worst part. And then when the trade reversed, I'm like, God damn it, how am I gonna pay this off?
That's insane, bro. So in floating profits, you're spending. That's wild.
On like day one of trading.
Yeah, on day one. Wow. That's so interesting. Okay, so paint the picture. You blow the account, there goes the $3,000. In your head, it's 4,000 at one point. It's all gone. What happens next?
I don't know if it's like the degenerate in me or maybe like a bit of a gambler, but I swear to God, my words were, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. Because I felt like I saw that concept of, yo, I was able to make $1,000, something that would take me like in weeks of editing, and I was able to do it in a couple hours. Yeah, I lost it, but like, let's say I was on the other side of that. Yeah. Had I sold instead of bought that currency, I would have been profiting $3,000 on this, maybe even more. Obviously, I got stopped out and it kept running, you know? That's immediately where my mind went.
So was it go back to editing, try and build up some cash again?
Oh yeah, so I would just edit, My brother had like a lot of friends who needed videos and stuff edited, so I would edit their videos. He had like a lot of rapper friends and just like a lot of people with gyms and stuff. So I'd edit their videos, get paid from that, put it into trading.
Yep.
And then trying to manage having a girlfriend at the same time.
Nice.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
You're spending money on dinner. You're like, God damn, this can go in the trade.
Yeah. You're in drawdown at dinner.
Yeah, no, drawdown at dinner when you're broke is definitely the worst nightmare.
For sure. Did you ever dabble in prop firms?
I did. So I was in the prop industry like very early, like late 2022, early 2023, right before they just, plummeted. And I had like about $75,000 in payouts, which really got me going. And then after I had a $46,000 day, traded it, took the money out, and then I lost the account after that payout. And I was just like, I'm done with props. Because at that time, they started to change the conditions. And they were like, oh, the conditions are too unrealistic. They started adding slippage and stuff.
Right.
And I could just kind of see where that industry was going. Like, if you make money, they're going to try to screw you over. So let's take this money and put it in a live account. So that way I trade on real conditions.
So let's go like this. So you blow that initial, you start like putting more money in, like trying to get your skill up, experience. What point did it go from like, blowing accounts? Did you blow more after that?
Yeah, so I was blowing accounts like for 6 months straight.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And one of my best friends ended up, somebody who like very much believed in me, and this terrible accident happened and they had to serve time. Somebody who was very close to me. We were like this, person who believed in me and supported me. And so when they had to serve time, I wrote them a letter and I said, by the time you get out, promise you I'm going to be living a life that you couldn't imagine. And so every single day I stopped having that victim mindset and I started having that, I need to make something happen.
Right.
Like I need to like serve this as a tribute or something, or just keep going. And so that really fueled me and like was my why. Every single day I had my why behind me. So I was like constantly showing up, being accountable. If I lost, I stopped being like, oh, the markets and the news and this happened. I started telling myself, no, that's my fault. I was in at this time. Let's learn from it. Let's find out why price went from point A to point B and reverse engineer that and then build something around that.
So in terms of strategy, is it something that you built yourself or?
Yeah, so I think just by hours upon hours of like staring at the charts, a couple books I've read. One book I would really recommend is The Art of Currency Trading by Brent Donnelly. Really helped me dial in like fundamentals on the charts and how the actual like hedge fund level traders trade. But my strategy is very simple. Every single Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific, I look at the daily time frame. From there, I see, are we in a supply or demand zone? If we are, I start going down on my time frames and seeing like, is the 4-hour refined demand zone, right? So I always consider it the highest candle. Is it the 4-hour that's the lowest time frame we're playing off? Is it the 1 hour? Is it the minute 15? So if it's touching that supply zone or demand zone on that time frame, and then it gives me a break of structure, I start to look at it as the market algorithm is playing off of this time frame. So price is going to pull back to that new supply or demand zone off that time frame, and then give me my entry.
Okay, interesting. And how long is when you started finding more success? Is that where you started to develop that strategy? And is it still what you use now?
Yeah, I still use it till this day. Like,
nice.
Every single Sunday, do my weekly outlooks, look for that, and set my alerts. I've done other strategies in between, like very scalp-based strategies, but they're just too stressful, too high maintenance, and they don't really give me like time and money freedom, in my opinion. I'd rather have a system that I know over the last 12 months has had me an average of 1 to 3.89 risk to reward ratio and a 64% win rate. I'd rather trust in that and completely step away from the charts as much as I can than have to show up every single day trying to find a trade. If I can do my outlooks on Sunday, I already know, okay, I'm only looking at these 4 pairs for the week. I'm no longer guessing per session.
Right. Wait, so a 1 to 9 risk to reward with a 68%?
1 to 3.8.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep, nice. Awesome, man. So let's say like this. So 17, you get into the game, eat shit in the first however long. Like how long did it take for you to start to actually see a bit more consistency and success?
So I'd say after a year, I saw that consistency. And after like a year and a half was where I started to see that success.
That's pretty quick.
It was, but it's because I just wasn't afraid of failing. I was like, okay, every single loss has to teach me something.
Yeah.
If today I lost $100, I wasn't upset. I started looking at it as this is a $100 lesson. I can learn from that $100 and it's going to pay me $100,000 later. Right. Or I could start saying, oh no, I did nothing wrong and just keep going. And then I'm just shooting myself in the foot.
Yeah.
So I always chose to learn from my own losses.
And is there like a lot of them lessons, were you journaling or anything like that?
For me, like Me as a person, I don't really write down as a journal.
Okay.
I keep like a very strong mental recollection.
Yeah.
But if you need to write it down, it's totally fine. Just
Yeah.
depends on how each person like remembers stuff.
So a year and a half into the game, starting to find more consistency, more profits. Were you also like starting to increase size?
I'm not even gonna lie. When I was 18, I opened a $10,000 account. When I was video editing and stuff, and then my dad helped me put up the rest of the bread. On that $10,000 account, I was doing what you're always told, 1% to 2% risk,
Yeah.
only a couple trades a week, and I was genuinely averaging $3,000 a month. So at 18 years old, that's like phenomenal. I'm living well above my means. All I had was car payment, which was $180 a month. I was driving a Toyota Camry at the time, and so I was living well above my means with that. And then later on, started to scale up, and then eventually, a year later, got into the prop space, made about 75 grand.
Right.
Took that money, then went back to Forex brokers.
And then obviously a bit more comfortable putting more size on.
Oh,
Like, how do you think, like, how does it get, because that's relatively quick, right? And most traders, it takes them a long time to be comfortable to put or see big numbers moving on the screen.
So it's definitely challenging scaling up. I think I just blew so much money at one point that I kind of
Just become a robot.
it's just like you kind of start thinking like, okay, I don't want this to happen again. And so I started to like really dumb down my strategy. And one of the biggest things I asked myself is, if my lot size was bigger on this trade, would I pull out? And if the answer is yes, then it's probably because the markets are at a level where it's going to reverse. And every time the answer is yes and I don't pull out, it reverses on me.
For sure.
So for example, I was in a trade last week. I was on a nasty losing streak. I had lost 30 grand. I'm on vacation, been traveling the whole time. It sucks.
Yeah.
But I was trusting my system. Then I take one last trade and I'm up $47,000 on that trade.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to tell myself, okay, price right now, it's the end of the week. It's at a very solid zone that it might reject. I wanted to make 60,000 on this trade.
Yeah.
So I told myself, I was like, if the numbers were bigger, if I was at 60,000 right now, would I close out this trade? And I look at the chart and I'm like, yeah, I would. And I close it out. And I can show you the chart literally, I checked today, plummeted off of that. It's like I caught the top from my exit.
Yeah. Intuition a bit is there as well.
I think the gut feeling you always have to trust, because you'll either sharpen it, which will pay you more later, or you'll trust somebody else and shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah. What would you say to like newer traders? Do you think it's better to start with personal capital or with a prop firm?
I always thought that props were the way to go at first, but the way I see that industry moving, it's really not. The more money you make, the more they're going to limit you and stop you from making money. So I think even like $100 on a live count is totally fine. So even just 4 weeks ago, I was able to flip $100 to $8,000 on a live account.
Yeah.
And it's just all following my system. I'm not like full porting every single trade. I'm just taking my setups as they come, because eventually if you're taking a 10% risk or something, it starts to compound. Right? 10% on a $100 account.
Yeah.
If you hit a 1 to 4, you're up 40%. That's $40. Now it's 10% on a $140 account. It starts to scale up very quickly.
For sure. Like, you're in the space. Is there something that you see like most common that newer traders are making in terms of mistakes in the first year maybe?
Two things. They get too scared to take the next setup. And they also look to switch strategies way too quickly. So I always say it like this, like, bro, if Kobe Bryant missed a game-winning shot, the next game, the ball's at his hand, it's the buzzer beater, he's going to shoot again. And he's definitely not going to leave the Lakers because he missed the game-winning shot. And you got to approach your trading accounts the same exact way. Just because you missed one trade doesn't mean that you don't take another one. Just because you failed one time doesn't mean that you have to abandon the entire strategy.
Right. Yeah, that's a good analogy. I like that. Bro, so where you are now, you're where most traders want to be, right? You're full-time, successful trader, making tens of thousands of dollars in the game. Like, did you think you would get to this point at this stage, or like how long it took you?
I was never like worried about how long it took. I feel like I just always knew like success was inevitable and it's all about timing. And I feel like that's one thing that people really lose sight of, is I truly believe like God has a plan for all of us and we all have our own time, and that there's no real like ceiling. Right. So I believe like if I reached it this quick, it doesn't mean that because you didn't reach it that quick, that you're not destined for it. You might amount to 2 times what I did, because years 1 through 4, you struggled so much more and you learned so much more from those losses than I did in my year 1. That's the way that I view it. It's just like, it's not a time game. It's just about focusing on delayed gratification. The best things always take time.
Yeah, I say that as well. Everyone's on their own trading journey. Like, especially with social media, it's so easy to kind of compare. But yeah, like you said, the reality is everyone's journey is going to be different.
I mean, like, dude, even in school, like, I was the shortest kid in school up until 6th grade. Now I'm 6'3".
Yeah.
You know? So it's like
So if you've been blowing accounts for
everybody
years,
grows at their own time.
yeah. Those profits are coming. Yeah, awesome. So, awesome to chat with you, man. Any final, like, a bit of advice that you could have for newer traders or anything?
I would just say, like, really focus to it. I know this industry can be super hard, super tiring, and those sleepless nights where you don't see anyone and you feel misunderstood, like, can very much challenge you. But I truly believe that at the end of it all, that vision that you have in your mind, when you finally retire your mom, when you finally get your parents their dreams, when you finally are taking care of everything around you, it's infinitely as much as worth it. So you just got to choose your heart. You're just used to things being normal, even though normal is hard. And if you want to be successful, it's hard. You're just not used to it. So choose your heart.
For sure. Awesome, man.
Appreciate it,
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, man.